Good evening, everybody. Crypto Chef here. I wanted to make a quick video to kind of follow up on the video I just recently made, the YouTube short, Instagram story, etc., TikTok, about the GNOD token. I just want to do a quick tutorial on how to buy the GNOD token on Osmosis. So stay tuned. All right, so first and foremost, one thing that you're going to need is something called the Kepler wallet. All right, so if you have Google Chrome or if you have Edge or whatever, what you want to do is you just definitely want to go look for something called KEPLR wallet. And I'm using the Chrome extension, but this Kepler.app. So we go here. Here's the download site, so you can get Kepler. Let's see what else it works with. It looks like it works with Chrome, works with Edge, works with Firefox, which is cool. What you're going to need to do, though, this is very important. Number one rule in crypto is you're going to have to save your seed phrase. What's highly recommended is that you write it down and then you save it in a safe place. Yes, you're going to want to write down your 12-word seed phrase. It is called a private key. So the key to the private key is you always want to keep it private between you, yourself, and you. Never, ever, ever give away your seed phrase. That is your private key. If you give away your seed phrase to somebody, even if you post it out there or whatever, and I see people posting on Twitter and stuff like that, the important thing to do is keep your private key private, all right? Most important thing to do. I've already downloaded Kepler on Chrome, and I've already got my 12-word seed phrase. So we're not really going to need to go through that process, but if I were going to use, let's say, a different browser, I could do here, I could use, let's say, Firefox. Then I could do Kepler wallet extension, enter. It's going to take me pretty much to that same place, right? Okay, and if I wanted to use it for Firefox, I would go here, and then it says add to Firefox. Now once you add it to Firefox, it's gonna give you a 12-word seed phrase if you're setting up a brand new wallet. Okay, yeah, you would click add to Firefox, and let's see what it says. It says add to Firefox. Acquired permissions. You don't need to allow it to run in private windows unless you want to do it like incognito or what have you. And I'm just going to go here and see how it says import an existing wallet. This is something that I can do because I already have a 12-word seed phrase, right? Private key. You would create a brand new wallet. That's where it gives you the 12-word seed phrase. And you're going to have to save that in a safe place. That's your private key. The cool thing is if you get a brand new computer and you got that 12-word seed phrase and you download the Kepler extension, you can restore your wallet. You're going to have to also have a real simple password to get in and out of your wallet. You want to be able to lock your wallet when you're done with it. That's what that simple password's for. They call it a passphrase. Hopefully that doesn't confuse you. When you have Kepler, it's going to look like this one right here, and I'll click it. And then something I did prior added the GNODI network to Kepler. So Kepler right now is the only wallet that's going to work with what I'm showing you today. It's the only wallet that's working with GNODI or GNOD token. However, could be in the very near future, there are other wallets that will support the GNODI blockchain or that will support the Osmosis blockchain. But if I were to go, what wallets work with Osmosis, you can trade with the Osmosis token. You can purchase it on Coinbase and then you can move it to a wallet. So we'll see what wallets work with Osmosis ecosystem. Good way to put it. So we'll take a look, see what it says. It says there's several wallets, okay? Top recommended wallets, Kepler, okay? So Kepler is very common. I happen to have some familiarity with Kepler. I just picked Kepler. When I go to Kepler, GNODI really doesn't have a value yet on Osmosis because it's really super brand new, but it looks like there are some on the node. It's kind of neat because you can see GNODI on Osmosis and you can see GNODI on the GNODI blockchain. So there is a way through settings to add, you can add and remove chains, and one of the chains you can add is GNODI right here. And Osmosis should already be selected, so you should definitely make sure that Osmosis is selected and GNODI is selected for what we're going to do tonight. If I have the Kepler wallet and I have Osmosis and GNODI selected, then what I can do is go over to Coinbase, and on Coinbase I can purchase the Osmosis token. Osmosis, and I'm gonna get, let's just say $50, just to kind of show you. Okay, so, or say 55. So I get $55. Now, if you use a debit card, you can send your crypto off of Coinbase. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's kind of an important point. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit review order. You can't see, but there's like a bar underneath here. Let me see if I can move this around. There's a bar underneath here that says buy now. See right there? Okay. So I'm gonna click buy now right here. Okay, now remember that I copied that Osmosis address on my Kepler. Is I can send the crypto, okay? And what I'll do is I'll send the crypto, and then I'll put in that wallet address up here. You go to Kepler, go to Osmosis, you click receive. This is on the Osmo blockchain, Osmosis blockchain. You hit copy, and then you hit send crypto, and then you put the address in there. Okay, there's the Osmosis address. You just make sure it's correct. Okay, it says that I did this a day ago, so I know it's correct. Okay, now Osmosis, I just bought that Osmosis, the $55. You do not need a memo, okay? I don't know why it asks this. You just don't. So I hit skip. I'm gonna hit max, and then I'm gonna send it. All right. Now it's really super downhill when you get to this point. All you have to do is you just go to the Kepler wallet. You make sure that it came in, and I'm just gonna do about $50 worth. It's good to keep a little bit of gas in there. Gas would be Osmo, would be the gas. But let me show you what's really cool. Real simple. You're going to go to CoinMarketCap to grab this address. You're gonna type in GNODI, G-N-O-D. Okay, I got it right here, this one. The only market that has this currently is this Osmosis app. It's currently saying there's only close to $14,000 of liquidity. If we wanna really look at this, we can grab this right here, which is called Dex Screener. I'm gonna pull this over. All right, so we can look at our Dex Screener here, and this is GNODI with the USDC pair on the Osmosis app, on the Osmosis chain. Okay, let me make sure I'm broadcasting this to where everybody can see it. So here is GNODI on Osmosis. The trading pair is GNODI and USDC, but it's only showing $13,000 worth of liquidity. There is, right now, this is the only place where this is being traded, and that's why this is such a fantastic speculative play. Because the reality is, the GNODI token is a layer 1 blockchain, and it is a big deal. And it's a big deal because this is one of the very first blockchains that's actually doing software as a service layered on top of this blockchain. They've got an app that's like Zoom on top of this blockchain. It's called Meet-In, and it's a Zoom-like web conferencing app. They've got a cloud storage that's 6 terabytes of storage for your files. It's totally decentralized. That is built on top of GNODI. And then they also just launched something called Stacks. It's kind of like a purchasing program, discounted purchasing program through gift cards and things, lots of discounts. So they got that. They have thousands, I'm gonna guess, of node owners. Node owners. These are people that own nodes that help secure the blockchain. The fact that this is right now being traded out in the open market on this platform, and that there's only right now it's showing $16,341.90 of market cap, which is way below this potential. It's like, in my opinion, this is like way below the value and way below its potential. Way, way, way below. I mean, this could be easily a $100 million market cap token or even higher, okay? Because this is a layer 1 blockchain. When I say layer 1 blockchain, I'm talking about like Tensor Tau is a layer 1 blockchain. Solana is a layer 1 blockchain. This is what we're talking about here. Ethereum is like a layer 1 blockchain. GNODI is a layer 1 blockchain, but GNODI is its blockchain. It's built like Osmosis. So there's a way that you can bridge GNODI to Osmosis. And then this is the only area where it's being traded. So that's why this is such an amazing speculative play. This is not investment advice. Don't trade any amount of money that you're not willing to lose, okay? You don't do that. Now, 50 bucks, I won't lose any sleep over $55 or whatever. So I'm gonna show you real quick. It's very, very simple. So when you're on CoinMarketCap, which is right here, you go to markets on the GNODI token. This is the GNODI token. This is the current price. Okay, and then you click markets, and then that's where it's being traded. This is the only place where it's being traded. As this token grows, it could very well be listed on Bitmart. When it's listed on Bitmart, it's going to be listed on technically it's a centralized exchange, right? Bitmart. Let's say it gets launched on MEXC. That's going to create more interest and more eyes and more attention, more credibility. Put in the comments below some other exchanges, right? Let's say it gets listed on Uniswap. I don't know if Uniswap works with Osmosis. I don't know if Uniswap works with GNODI yet, but what if they start to? Okay, but right now, this thing just got listed on CoinMarketCap, and this is the only place where this is going to be traded. So that's why $100 could eventually turn into something really, really big. And on the other hand, it could not, because like I said, this is risky. I will tell you this though, there is a very, very strong community behind this blockchain, and there's a very strong community of node owners. Have you ever heard of the Gala nodes? Similar type deal. Gala supported a gaming platform, it still does, but there were people that invested in Gala nodes. But what I really wanted to show you here is just how you can, if you are a person that can tolerate some high risk and you're willing to purchase some tokens, you're not going to lose any sleep if you lose the money. You know, it's not going to mess up you whether or not you can pay a bill or not, right? So $55, $100, $200, some people $1,000, some people $10,000. It's really up to you. This is basically what you would do. So you would go to this Osmosis app, okay? Because this is an app. The trading volume currently on the Osmosis app total from all the different chains is $7.3 million. So that's good. It's a very solid app. It is a decentralized app. You can basically click this. Now, when you click this, it takes you right into the swapping page. I've got my Kepler. You saw me kind of open it up a second ago. And then it's really cool because it's already got this set up. I'm going to be trading Osmo on the Osmosis chain for GNODI on the Osmosis chain. I'm not in this video, but there is a way to convert GNODI on the Osmosis chain to GNODI on the GNODI chain, and back and forth and so. But I'm not going to cover that in this video. So you connect your wallet right here. You're going to hit Kepler. This is the assumption that you've opened it up earlier. You're going to hit approve. And then here's a little trick here I learned. It knows how much Osmo I have, which is great. So that knows how much is in my Kepler. I'm not going to use it all. I'm just going to say like I'm just going to use like 785. I'm going to leave like 10 Osmo in there. So I can hit max right here, but then I'm going to change this to an 8 because I want to keep some gas. They call it gas, right? So in other words, I'm going to keep 10 Osmo in my wallet, and I'm only going to purchase this much GNODI. It says $53.43. I'm happy with that. So watch this. If I hit swap and then I hit confirm, it will tell me that my gas should be like a penny. You hit confirm, everything seems to be okay. Now we can look at our Kepler wallet. We should see some GNODI in there. If we go down here, yep, we've got GNODI in here. That's how you purchase this GNODI token. So guys, I hope you guys learned something today. The community behind GNODI is pretty big. A lot of them have staked pretty much all of their tokens. Normally what happens is when all these tokens are staked, it causes scarcity. And scarcity, if you studied economics, causes price appreciation. You know, will there be some sell-offs? Absolutely, but I think, you know, nobody knows about GNODI yet. So hopefully you found this helpful. I just thought I'd throw it out there. By the way, before I go, every Sunday night, I do a live webinar where I talk about the state of the union in the whole crypto market. I've also recently started adding zero-day trading, the SPX, in options, how to make money every single day. I'm not perfect. I don't win 100% of the time, but I've got great mentors that probably have, I would say, 85% win rate, which is really good. Okay, my goal is to make 100 to 200 bucks a day trading options, either the SPX or the XSP, which is the mini SPX. And I'll explain why in the webinar, why I use those two symbols. So I talk about that. Then I will answer any questions anybody has about if I think, a particular crypto is a good investment or not, based on, and this is what I look at. I look at market cap. I look at the number of tokens. Then I look at, what is their presence out there on Twitter, social media? Do they have a nice website? Did it, was it all just thrown together? Did they have good marketing? I'm not saying I'm any kind of expert. I just say that since I've been around this space and I follow some really knowledgeable people that have helped me make some good profit, that hopefully you'll find the information we talk about very useful. There's a link. You can register for the Zoom. Love to have you join. It's usually about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much Q&A we're doing or how much discussion needs to be talked about. Sometimes I talk about other subjects too, so I'd love to see you there. You have a great rest of the evening.